what we heard from the justices and their clear concern about chaos reigning throughout the United States. What were your biggest takeaways from today?
Well, Caitlin, both sides of this argument have a major problem. On the one hand, people who are in favor, the challengers here, the people who are in favor of nationwide injunctions, it's obviously an example of judicial overreach. District court judges, there are 700 of them or so in this country spread across 94 federal districts. They are supposed to decide the case before them as to the parties before them. And it really does offend Title III sensibilities for judges, individual judges, to be making decisions that apply to the entire country. On the other hand, if we got rid of these nationwide injunctions, as you just heard in those snippets you played, chaos would follow. How would we possibly take birthright citizenship? Why should a baby born in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia have one status, but a baby born in New Jersey have another status? Who's going to track it? So both sides have really deeply entrenched problems with their positions here.
Well, and it was interesting to hear from John Sauer, who's arguing on behalf of the government. He's the Solicitor General, basically number 3 at the DOJ. And he said to Justice Brett Kavanaugh that it's not clear how the president would enforce this executive order. I want people to just listen to what the Solicitor General had to say.
The states can continue to, the federal officials will have to figure that out.
How?
So you could imagine a number of ways that the federal officials could.
Such as?
Such as they could require a showing of, documentation showing legal presence in the country for a temporary visitor, for example.
For all the newborns? Is that how that's going to work?
Again, we don't know.
I mean, Kavanaugh sounded pretty skeptical there.
Yeah, that's the sound of a justice unconvinced. That's a bad moment for John Sauer. And let me tell you why that's especially important. If you're trying to sort of game out how might this decision come down. First of all, I think Trump's going to lose ultimately on birthright citizenship. I think his position departs too far from the way we've looked at that for 157 years. Every judge who's considered this lower court judge, regardless of ideology, has rejected that position. But the real ball game here is those nationwide injunctions. It's clear the 3 liberal justices are going to be against Trump on them. It's clear Alito and Thomas are going to be for him. So the ballgame is, can you, if you're on the liberal side, get 2 out of Gorsuch, Roberts, Barrett, and Kavanaugh? And I think Kavanaugh sees a real problem with the practicalities here. And I think Amy Coney Barrett also voiced some real questions that I think would be of concern to the Trump administration.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Separately, Ellie, I've got to get your take on something that is happening tonight. If people aren't on Twitter, I mean, this is kind of blowing up around the MAGA world, and the president's aides have been posting about this nonstop, even though they're here on the trip. The former FBI director, James Comey, whom Trump fired, posted this and wrote, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." When you look at it, it says 8647. He took it down and said he didn't realize that some people associate those numbers 86 with violence. Obviously, 47 is a reference to Trump. But listen to what the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, just to give you a sense of what administration officials are saying, what she just said tonight.
Do you believe Comey should be in jail?
I do. Any other person with a position of influence that he has, people who take very seriously what a guy of his stature, his experience, and what the propaganda media has built him up to be. I mean, she says he should be behind bars. Kristi Noem, Kash Patel, others are saying that there should be investigations over this. Your legal take, Ellie?
That's ridiculous. I mean, look, I am no fan of Jim Comey's. I've been very critical of a lot of the things he's done. I think posting this was extremely reckless, to use a phrase that he once used, and stupid. He has acknowledged that. He took it down. He said, I should not have posted this. This is not criminal. This is not a criminally chargeable threat against the president. It's political speech. It's way too broad. It's stupid. It's reckless. It's not criminal. That's just hyperbole that you're hearing from the cabinet members there.
Ellie Honig, as always, thank you.
Thanks.
In the meantime, tonight, speaking of the Justice Department, the president's Justice Department is facing a new lawsuit from a former employee.